Elon Musk's speech at Starbase. From the awe-inspiring Starship V2, capable of transporting a staggering 100 tons of payload to orbit, the game-changing Raptor 3 engine, which boasts an unbelievable 50 tons of additional thrust, to the audacious plan to catch the Super Heavy booster mid-air using the launch tower arms. Musk's revelations are nothing short of science fiction turned into science fact. But will SpaceX make it? What's up, spacers? This is your specialist, the Space Technician. In a groundbreaking speech at Starbase on April 4th, Elon Musk, the visionary behind SpaceX, unleashed a torrent of insane updates that will show the future changes and potential that Starship has for the future. So let's get into the details of this awesome speech. Remember, strapping in is optional, but recommended. Now, let's talk about the man of the hour, the one and only Elon Musk, and his groundbreaking plans for Starship and SpaceX. In a recent speech at Starbase, Musk unveiled some mind-blowing updates that'll make you want to pack your bags and move to Mars. First off, let's discuss the rapid progress SpaceX is making with the Starship test flights. The fourth flight is just around the corner, and the team has been working tirelessly to get Ship 29 and Booster 11 ready for action. Ship 29, the upper stage of the Starship vehicle, is currently undergoing some major upgrades to its heat shield. Now, when we say heat shield, we're not talking about your average run-of-the-mill insulation. No. This is a state-of-the-art thermal protection system, or TPS, that's designed to withstand the scorching temperatures of atmospheric re-entry. During re-entry, the spacecraft is subjected to temperatures that can reach up to 1,650 degrees Celsius, or 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to melt most metals. To combat this, Ship 29's heat shield is composed of thousands of hexagonal tiles made from a material called Pica X, which is a variant of NASA's phenolic-impregnated carbon ablator, Pica. These tiles are incredibly lightweight and have a low thermal conductivity, which means they can effectively dissipate heat without transferring it to the spacecraft's structure. Now, let's talk about Booster 11, the super heavy rocket that will propel Starship into orbit. This behemoth stands at a staggering 70 meters, or 230 feet tall, and is powered by 33 Raptor engines. That's right, 33 engines, all firing in unison, creating an astonishing 7,600 tons, or 16.7 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. To put that into perspective, the Saturn V rocket that took astronauts to the moon had only 5 engines on its first stage, generating about 3,400 tons, or 7.6 million pounds of thrust. The Starship Super Heavy booster is more than twice as powerful. And here's the kicker. SpaceX just conducted a successful static fire test of all 33 engines on Booster 11, just 3 weeks after the previous launch. A static fire test is essentially a dress rehearsal for the actual launch, where the rocket is held down on the pad while its engines are fired at full thrust. This test is crucial for validating the performance of the engines and ensuring that all systems are functioning properly. But wait, there's more. Musk dropped a bombshell during his presentation, revealing that there's an 80 to 90% chance of catching the Super Heavy booster during the 5th flight. Yes, you heard that right. They're going to attempt to catch a massive rocket out of the sky using the Mechazilla launch tower arms. This is a maneuver that has never been attempted before, and it's a critical step towards achieving full reusability. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, and I can't wait to see it happen. Here's how it works. After the Super Heavy booster separates from the Starship upper stage, it will perform a series of precise maneuvers to guide itself back to the launch tower. But instead of landing on a pad like the Falcon 9 boosters, the Super Heavy will be caught in mid-air by the Mechazilla arms attached to the launch tower. These arms, which resemble giant chopsticks, will extend out from the tower and grab onto the booster. guiding it back safely to the ground. This maneuver is incredibly complex and requires a level of precision that is hard to fathom. The booster will be traveling at supersonic speeds, and the timing of the catch must be perfect to avoid a catastrophic collision. Will SpaceX pull it off? We'll have to wait and see, my friends. And that's not all. SpaceX is also ramping up production and infrastructure to support a higher launch cadence. They're planning to have 4 operational launch towers by mid-2025, 2 in Texas and 2 in Florida. This will allow them to conduct multiple launches per day and rapidly iterate on their designs. The Starbase factory in Texas is also shifting into high gear, with plans to produce at least 6 more Starship and Super Heavy vehicles this year alone. That's a staggering rate of production for a rocket of this size and complexity. But SpaceX isn't just building more rockets. They're also building smarter rockets. Each new Starship and Super Heavy will incorporate lessons learned from the previous flights and tests. They'll be equipped with the latest and greatest technologies, from advanced avionics to improved heat shields. Now, let's talk about the future of Starship. And oh boy, is it looking bright. Elon Musk unveiled the jaw-dropping designs for Starship V2 and V3. And let me tell you, these aren't your grandfather's rockets. These beasts are set to push the boundaries of what we thought was possible in terms of payload capacity and reusability. Let's start with the Starship V2. This upgraded version will stand taller than its predecessor, thanks to an increased propellant capacity. By stretching the tanks and optimizing the design, SpaceX engineers have managed to significantly boost the rocket's payload capacity. We're talking about a staggering 100 tons to orbit when fully reusable. That's the equivalent to launching the entire International Space Station in a single session. The V2 will feature larger, more efficient Raptor engines, which will provide the necessary thrust to lift the increased payload. Additionally, the use of lightweight, high-strength materials like carbon fiber composites will allow for a lighter overall structure without compromising integrity. But wait, there's more. Starship V2 will also incorporate improved thermal protection systems, featuring next-gen heat shields and advanced insulation materials. These upgrades will enable the spacecraft to withstand the intense heat and pressure of atmospheric re-entry, even with the increased mass. Now, what about Starship V3? The ultimate evolution of the Starship platform. This behemoth will take everything that makes V2 incredible and crank it up to 11. With an even taller design and further optimized propulsion systems, Starship V3 is set to achieve an astonishing payload capacity of over 200 tons to orbit when fully reusable. To put that in perspective, 200 tons is roughly the weight of 2 fully loaded Boeing 737 aircraft. Imagine launching that much payload into space and then bringing the entire rocket back to Earth for rapid reuse. It's a game changer for the industry and opens up countless possibilities for deep space exploration and colonization. But as impressive as the Starship itself is, it's nothing without the engines that power it. That's where the Raptor's engines come in. And SpaceX has some incredible advancements in store for us. The Raptor 3 engine, which will be used on Starship V2 and beyond, is a marvel of engineering. This full-flow staged combustion engine will provide a whopping 50 tons more thrust than its predecessor, the Raptor 2. That's a significant increase in power, allowing for heavier payloads and more ambitious missions. But the real magic of Raptor 3 lies in its efficiency and reliability. SpaceX engineers have worked tirelessly to optimize the engine's design, incorporating advanced cooling techniques and improved materials. This means that Raptor 3 will not only be more powerful, but also more reliable and easier to maintain. In fact, Raptor 3 is so efficient that it will require less heat shielding than previous versions. This is a huge advantage, as heat shielding adds significant weight to the rocket and can be a limiting factor in payload capacity. By reducing the need for shielding, SpaceX can further optimize the Starship's performance and increase its overall efficiency. But SpaceX isn't stopping there. They're already working on the Raptor 4 engine, which will be a powerhouse behind Starship V3. While details are still scarce, we can expect even greater improvements in thrust, efficiency, and reliability. Now, let's talk about the ultimate goal: Mars colonization. Elon Musk's ambitious plan to establish a self-sustaining city on the Red Planet within the next 20 years hinges on the development of the Starship. He envisions a fleet of over 1,000 Starships, each capable of carrying up to 100 people and hundreds of tons of cargo. Launching daily during the optimal Mars transfer windows every 26 months. In a single 30-day transfer window, SpaceX plans to launch an astonishing 300 Starships, carrying a total of 300,000 tons of cargo and 30,000 people to Mars. To fuel these Starships for the journey, SpaceX plans to establish a network of tanker Starships in Earth orbit, which will rendezvous with the Mars-bound ships and transfer propellant. Once on Mars, the Starships will serve as the initial habitats for the colonists, but permanent structures will need to be built using local Martian resources through advanced construction techniques like 3D printing and in situ resource utilization, or ISRU. One of the biggest challenges facing Mars colonization is the production of propellant for the return trip to Earth. SpaceX plans to use the Sabatier reaction to produce methane fuel on Mars by combining hydrogen, extracted from the Martian ice, with carbon dioxide from the Martian atmosphere to create methane and water. The water can then be electrolyzed to produce oxygen, which is used as the oxidizer for the methane fuel. However, this process requires a significant amount of energy, and SpaceX is exploring the use of nuclear power to provide a reliable, high-output energy source for propellant production and other critical systems. There are still many hurdles to overcome before humans can set foot on Mars, including the technical challenges of propellant production and habitat construction, as well as the biological challenges of keeping humans healthy in the harsh Martian environment. SpaceX is focusing on getting the Starship ready for Mars missions, but they will need to collaborate with other companies and organizations to develop the necessary life support systems, medical technologies, and psychological support structures. So, what does this all mean for us space enthusiasts? It means that the dream of setting foot on another planet is becoming more and more tangible. With the rapid progress SpaceX is making, a crewed Mars mission in the 2030s seems not so crazy after all. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be sipping on Martian margaritas while watching the sunset over Olympus Mons. As we wrap up this epic journey through SpaceX's plans, I want to remind you once again to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. There's plenty more exciting content coming your way, and you don't want to miss a single launch, landing, or mind-blowing revelation. This is the Space Technician, signing off for now, and I'll see you, Space Cowboys, in the next one.